Hi, I'm your host, Barbie Romero, the Director of Event Programming at MediaPost. Welcome to our Brand Insider series, Backstage Exclusive. This is your chance to ask our past brand insiders what's on your mind. Today, our spotlight is on Seth Goldman, co founder and CEO of Just Iced Tea. Welcome, Seth.
Thanks, Barbie. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. And I was so excited when I saw your products on the shelf again. I don't know if the audience knows this, but
I was
you
too.
found Honest Teeth. So, it was so exciting to see your products back. And that's why we invited you to our CPG Summit and happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Yeah, it's wonderful to be back. We had a good run with Honest Tea, but it disappeared a little too soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had like some Moroccan mint the other day and I'm like, brings back memories. But anyway, let's get into the questions. And, one of the things that you've had throughout your career is blending your work with mission and doing right with the world. So, how do you ensure that your mission stays authentic while also scaling awareness and ultimately driving sales? Because at the end of the day, you are a business. So, how do you do that?
Sure. Well, it really starts with making sure that I know what issues I care about, and then making sure to incorporate them into the business model. So obviously with Just Iced Tea, as it was with Honest Tea, how do we first make sure we can help build a system of agriculture that's not over reliant on chemical pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers that really sap our environment as opposed to serve it? And then how do we source our tea or our ingredients more broadly from communities that could really benefit from the kind of economic opportunity we can create and do it in a way that is sustainable? It's not just a one-off charity donation, but it's a business model that makes sure we can get the margin we need to make a viable business, but we can also continue to invest back into these communities so that they're stable partners and they can create a better future for themselves and for their children.
Yeah, love it.
And then the last kind of masterpiece is that all has to be in service to a consumer, right? We have all
Mhm.
those things are good, but if we're not serving a consumer need, and in the case of us, selling a less sweet tea that tastes delicious, if we're not doing that, we don't get to do those other things. But if we are able to do that, then we have a business that works.
Yeah, yeah, that's great to hear, and supporting those communities is very important. Another question that the audience had was, "What's the most effective growth channel for you so far, and what do you think that worked?"
Well, for going back to honesty and just iced tea, it's always been that natural channel, the base of consumers who are really seeking out healthier products, and they buy our drinks in disproportionate amounts, and they're a wonderful foundation to build on. The other thing that's interesting, even in a store like Whole Foods, that about 30% of the people who buy tea at Whole Foods, about 30% of their tea purchases are at Whole Foods, which means 70% of their purchases are outside of Whole Foods. So, even when you build a customer base in the natural channel, you're developing a broad base that will serve you across all channels.
Great, and this brand started off as a smaller brand at one point. There's other marketers out there that work on smaller brands. How do you think they should maximize reach while having limited budgets? So, do you have any advice for them?
The key is with any real entrepreneurial business, you have to prove the model, right? You've got to start in a small enough sandbox that you can point to it and say, "I built a great sandcastle." If it's lost amidst the desert, it doesn't mean anything. So start with something that you can point to and say, "This worked." And then that's your basis for going out and seeking more opportunity. And so what we did with Just Iced Tea, as we did with Honest Tea, is we became the best-selling tea in the natural channel. And we actually restored growth to a category that had been declining. Now we can go to the mainstream channel as we are this year, go to buyers and say, look, your category is declining. In this case, your bottled tea category is declining. Look what we did. And we drove more than half the growth in the natural channel. We can do the same for you. And so this year, Just Iced Tea is expanding into Kroger, Safeway, and Publix in the coming weeks. And so it's a big year of expansion for us.
Oh, congrats! That's great to hear.
Thank you.
So another question they also had was, how do you incorporate customer feedback into product decisions? So as you just mentioned, like the distribution channels, also even flavor development. You
Oh,
guys have
yeah.
been adding flavors over the years. So how do you incorporate that customer feedback?
Yeah, so our largest marketing spend is into field marketing, which is literally giving out samples of tea. Most of that is
Mhm.
giving out samples of tea, and that's in stores, but it's also at events. And so when we do that, we have most of that is done by our own employees, and that means we have a
Mhm.
feedback loop built into our business. So every weekend after marketing at different events, we sort of what are the customers saying, and we hear that feedback in a company call. But even little notes, big notes, and then of course other emails and other social media ways of gaining feedback from the customer. But the most frequent tool, the one that we get the most feedback on, is just literally face-to-face interactions with our customers.
Yeah, I actually went to one of the events, Summer Streets in New York City last
Oh
summer,
yeah,
and your team was
yeah.
there, and I got like a tote bag that played a little game, and I got a sample. So
The Plinko, yeah,
that was fun.
they're a great team. They really are, and they're really engaging, and they have such passion for what we're doing, and so they spread it in a way that a banner ad just can't spread, that
Yeah,
kind of passion. It can't spread that kind of taste. Can't give you the range of options to taste. So we still believe strongly in that field marketing activation as just a great feedback mechanism as well as a marketing mechanism.
yeah, definitely. And the next question was a surprise for me when I read it, but um, let's watch a clip first about it. And it's the song that you made, "Rethink What You Drink," but for honesty. So we'll watch it for a few seconds here.
Okay.
I said you heard from Gary, and he's my homie. Dropping hard truths from the field that's stony. Rapping with moms and busting a beat. Telling everybody that you are what you eat. But I gotta be honest, that's just half the equation when you're trying to create an organic nation. So I called in my boys to establish a link. Telling party people to rethink what you drink. Telling party people to rethink what you drink.
Drink this.
Middle-aged guys rapping, what could be sadder?
Yep.
I'll tell you, Holmes, it's what you put in your bladder. When you reach for a sip, it might not look bad, but was it grown in a field or did it come from a lab? So
Yeah.
take an honest look at what they put in that stuff. Cause shorty, let me warn you, it can be a little rough. Toxins and dioxins get sprayed in the field, all in the name of increasing the yield. But when you look at what happens to our water and air, it's more than enough to give your system a scare. They got pesticides and herbicides designed to kill weeds, but they create mutant frogs with parts they don't need. Now here's a hard truth, let me tell you what's up. If it's sprayed on the leaves, it might end up in your cup. And even if it's only at parts per billion, you don't need toxins to keep your body chillin'. So I called in the women to establish a link, telling everybody to rethink what you drink. Telling everybody to rethink what you drink.
Yeah.
If they're not organic, drinks could have unwanted features, like residues of compounds that kill living creatures. Organic tastes better, cause nature got it right. You don't need chemicals to keep a drink tight. Just purified water and care for every ounce. And leave out the stuff that you can't pronounce. So the next time you're thirsty, just look for the seal to help you understand what's fake and what's real. Yeah, I called in all the people to establish the link. Telling everybody to rethink what you drink. Telling everybody to rethink what you drink.
Straight out the 301. No GMOs. Thinking green, drinking green. Organic for life.
All right. So then the question is, do you still rap? You were ahead of your time, so we want to know if you're gonna do this again.
That was so
Do
much
you
fun
still
to
want to
make.
rap?
We had a great time with that. I can't say I rap like that as much, but I still definitely listen to a lot of music. And certainly, I guess now that our family's a little older, we do a lot more limericks, but it still relies on rhyming and phrasing. And even our label messaging, we always try to put in little clever hints or fun wordplay just to have fun with it. So I still can appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean that was ahead of its time, and if you had posted that today on TikTok, I think it would have gone viral. And yeah, so yeah, keep up with it.
What
I think you should redo it again. I love the message of it, especially because it's important for consumers to know what's there in their great drinks. But
Well, one thing
yeah.
one new form of art I've learned is Gen Z speak, and my our head of social media gave me a tutorial on that. That was one of a funny video we put together last year.
Ah, awesome. I'll have to go back and watch that one. Great. So, all right. So we're part of the show where I'll ask you some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, what is your favorite challenger brand that you think does a great job in purpose-driven marketing?
I love Dr. Bronner's soap. It's a wonderful brand. It's been around for decades. I actually, came across it in college, but
Mhm.
they're just so authentic. So their messaging is all in their packaging. And they're saying things that very few companies will say, but they're just putting it all out there. I love that.
Yeah, they do the complete opposite of what normally they tell you less copy, but they do
Yes.
the
Oh,
complete opposite. So
more is
that's a
more. And by the way, it's great soap too, which helps, right? If all that messaging is there and it's not good soap, that's a challenge.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And the question everyone wants to know: what's your favorite or go-to just iced tea flavor?
Well, it's very hard to answer definitively because I really do love
Mhm.
all our drinks, but the one I'm getting the biggest kick out of these days is this new one. We're launching it at Expo West. It's our watermelon lime white tea. It's delicious, and what's so fun about it is it's really beyond the range of where Honest Tea's offerings were. We never did anything like this, and so looking forward to seeing this surprise some folks, and the taste is delicious.
Yeah, yeah, I will definitely go try that afterwards. So, yeah, well, thanks so much for the interview and answering all of our questions, Seth.
Sure, Barbie. Great to be with you.
Great to see you. And thanks for the audience for tuning in. If you want to be featured yourself or have any other questions, contact me at barbie@mediapost.com. Take care.